Hi everyone, it's Cal. I just wanted to show you a little bit about the farm that I'm on. I get up every morning and take care of the animals here. They are stray animals. Sadly, in southern Italy, most animals have no, they are quite unappreciated and they live somewhat desperate lives, especially in the rural areas. I mean, it's very similar to Mexico. Um, Yeah, so I have 2 dogs and about 20 cats, and they're all strays and then the babies, and we have to get the mothers fixed and and all of that to try and control the numbers. But this is it. If this is the farm. So, and this is an older cat. I call her Callie. Um, she has water coming out of her eyes. It's apparently it's an indicator of stress, but I'm not a veterinarian, so I don't know. Um, but the farm has all sorts of fruit trees on it and an olive grove, and it's down in the south in Castrovillari. Um, some of the cats belong to the lady next door, but I'm very uncertain how often they are fed. Not regularly. Animals are severely not appreciated. uh, so I'm just walking down to, I've already fed the animals this morning, about 20 cats, like I mentioned. And I feed them, I keep the cats kind of separate, 2 groups of them separate, because the other group belongs to the neighbor, and I kind of want them to stay there. And then there's this group here, and this is a mama. That's Bella. I call her Bella because she sings to her children. And this is Hardy. And this is Laurel. And this is Comet. He's very much afraid of everything, but he's coming around. He used to live at the back of the property on nothing. This one is Lily. Lily's sort of the matriarch of the farm, but she's also a baby producing machine. I know this is a long shot, but if anybody wants a cat, please come and get one. Because they need homes, they need love and care. They live outside, they live, there are pretty intense conditions, and the dogs roam freely and the dogs go after the cats. I try to man all of this and train the dogs, but there are dogs that come in from neighboring places. This is the little house that I'm usually talking to you in. It's pretty secluded at the back of the property and quiet, so I'm able to really be frank about the things that we talk about. Of course, I'm always protected because everybody here speaks only Italian and no English in the South. So all our conversations are incredibly private. And this is another little barn here. It has a whole bunch of old, really old carriage from the 1800s. Just show you all this building is being done, so there is disaster everywhere, but this is from the early 1800s, and the saddles and all the old an old olive press, and this will all be donated to the museum, I hope, at some point. It just sits in there and does nothing, so I really feel you either use it or you give it to people that can use it for whatever reason. There used to be a grape grove for wine here, and they made it kind of the old way, not necessarily by stomping on it with their feet, but almost. Here are the other stray cats that belong to the neighbors. These are all the babies. These are 4 babies. This is kind of crazy, but they produce pasta for cats and dogs here, and also pasta for rats. It's a little bit bizarre. But I feed them the pasta, but I mix the wet food in with it so that they get some meat. Even though I'm vegan, they prefer the meat, so I give it to them. And this is the neighbor's house. The neighbor is really the family member. It's kind of like a little estate with 2 families living on it. And I built this for the cats here. Because the dogs come at night when no one's around from the neighboring places, and the gates don't always close. So I took these old beehives and I put a little hole in them, and then I put foam in here so that they would be warm in the winter. This is something I bought this at the store, and then I covered it with plastic also, because it just rains so much here in the wintertime. Although this year there hasn't really been a lot of rain, which is interesting, even though it feels like there is. And this is Posh. This is Posh here. Posh is the most loving, adorable cat. We don't know where any of these cats really initially came from, just the wandering areas. But Posh was sitting on my friend's lap and just had a baby in her lap, delivered a baby in her lap just out of the blue. So you can tell how kind of afraid and desperate these animals are when an animal kind of does something like that, because most animals like to go away and deliver their babies on their own. But of course I shouldn't really come to too many conclusions because I don't know much about animal behavior, but I will tell you that what I have observed is animals are very similar to us. This is Luigi. He's a recluse, but he's coming around and wanting to be somebody's cat. When you feed them on a regular basis, you're showing them that you care about them, and they really, they start to really respond. They want to be helpful, they want to be loved like everything, and they want to be included. So again, if anybody, like I said, I know this is a long shot, but if anybody wants a cat, please come down and get one. I mean, there are, in southern Italy, cats and dogs are just the regular norm, and people don't feed them, so they roam the streets. The 2 dogs here are also feral dogs. But they're good dogs, and they understand that they need to deliver a service, so they try very hard to be protective and without being savage, but you know, barking to alert, and they're so appreciative of they're just so appreciative of being fed, and they're so appreciative if you give them a mat to lie on. Like, they are just so, they really appreciate. Yeah, I just want to share a little bit of the farm. Ooh, there's a really interesting plant here, and it's called corbezzula. I don't know if any of you know it, but they are little red fruits that are, I guess we just got one on this trail. Oh no, we got more. We got a few. Whoops. This is a corbezzula tree here. And they produce these, how can I show you that? They produce these little spiky red fruits. They're kind of good. They're not like super tasty like raspberries or anything, but they're a very unique taste. I don't know if anybody, however, heard of them or had them before. Let me know, because this is the first time I've ever seen them. Corbetzula. So there are fig trees here, pear trees, apple trees, orange trees, lemon trees. Everybody has an orange tree and a lemon tree in their backyard. And also Sharon fruit, which is called persimmons. I really like those. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. A few varieties of pears, and that's it on the farm. I know I was talking about going to live on a farm, and in one of my videos, and that's what I did, because getting back to nature and doing regular tasks after you've done the kundalini is really important, because you've gone really high and you've also gone really low. And of course the emptiness, the void, the darkness, which is psychological, really plays a toll on your emotional body. And getting up every day and doing chores and helping something else, like helping the animals, helping the farm, helping nature grow, that is really vital in getting back to normalcy and feeling self-worth and being able to integrate with your environment instead of it being so external from you. You know, when we're in the cities, we're around all this concrete, and everything seems very mapped out, and people's roles seem very mapped out. But here on the farm, or on any farm, roles merge, and people are helpful because bodies are always needed. Yeah, could you get that? Can you fix this? Can you build this? Can you dig this? And just doing things for other people and the self feels good. In the beginning, it felt odd, but the more you step into the more you get back into the role of giving service, because really being here on the planet, the learning curve is staying in service mode while you're here in any capacity. There are points and breaks and timeouts for whatever reason, to change over, to regenerate, to learn. There are all these timeouts, but inevitably we all have to come back and give service. And being on a farm, I feel, is a really nice way to get back in touch with the world around you. Because it's so integrative, right? You're touching the trees, you're mowing the lawn, or you're touching the plants, you're helping with the animals, you're making food for the animals, you're painting, sawing, cutting, and all these tasks help you get more integrated again with your new ideology, with your new illumination, your new realization, and it's really about becoming whole. So yes, it's all about us, but we get so much joy from interacting with the environment. So I recommend going to a farm if you need to. But of course, everybody's unique and individual, even though largely we are all the same. The ultimate say in the matter is going to be resonating from your center. That is the ultimate say in the matter. And if you think you can't hear it, if you feel so cut off from yourself, then again, going to work on a farm is also good, because you forget about it and you just get involved. But when you're involved with nature, she has a way of setting you right. Here's one of the dogs. His name is Baldo. He's adorable and loving. Can't learn a thing. And I think that's from his early childhood trauma. but he needs a home too. He's a medium to smaller dog, but he's interesting. Baldo, come, no, Baldo, leave the cats. Come on, attaboy. Okay, I think I'm ranting. If any of you made it to the end of this video, then thanks for staying here. Other than that, I hope you have a fantastic day wherever you are, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Bye for now.